Hello, everyone. Welcome to 108 Days of Internal Alchemy with me, Sara. Welcome to day 39. After rain comes sunshine. So, yesterday I was showcasing my own process, and I'm going to continue to do that. So, there's two things going on at the moment. So, the freeze state that I was in yesterday, if you're new, by the way, welcome. This is a guided journey. So if you want to pop in and just see what's going on right here, please join. If you like or get interested, this whole thing is designed as a step-by-step process. So start from the beginning. Okay, fingertips together as I'm sharing what's going on. So I'm gonna do super slow today because the challenge, the fire that I was navigating through yesterday is all gone. And I was able to work through that to a point where yesterday and this morning, I'm waking up to a state of groundedness and connectedness in my body that I don't think I have ever experienced. And there is a level of satisfaction in the body, and there's a level of just calmness. There's just peace inside. That was last night and this morning, and I was able to really move through that and leave that behind. And then another challenge came, and that's what I want to talk to you about as well. So there's two multiple processes here. So today you are going to move by yourself a lot as well. I will share why I'm being very slow at the moment in a little bit. So you can do it. So you can even practice today, unless you have so much energy and you just need to kind of hammer through that, which I know for sure that I've been doing so many times. So you find your own level of the breath of life and the movements. So we're saying hello and just moving a little bit. So what we know about the fire is that it will never last. It will always turn into something else. That is the nature and the design of the fire element. It will burn itself to the ground, and then something else will always resurrect from there. And that is the way that energy works on this planet. There is the different elements and the different characteristics of different certain energetics, and there's like universal laws. So the fire element, it's impossible to last forever. Nothing lasts forever on this planet. Everything is always changing. And when we can really believe that and know that and feel that in our hearts and in our nervous systems and in our minds, something really big starts to shift in the body. Because then when the storm comes and the fire comes, we know that, okay, I can do this. I can hold this because it will pass. So after rain, sunshine comes. I also wrote a post the other day about God will always reward the work that is done in the deep places. So when you arrive into a space that might be experienced as dark or fiery, When you kind of let that fire run wild and burn itself to the ground, there's an empty space that needs to be filled with something. And that naturally gets filled with the natural state of the body. And that is bliss and love and peace and happiness. So as we are moving through the deeper layers of our past, we will get rewarded. There will always be sunshine behind the rain, after the rain. So as I moved through that huge fire, that was incredible for me. Yesterday was big. How did you let the fire burn itself down? Question. Excellent question. I just let it rage. I don't look away. I don't distract myself. I just sit with it. No, nothing to distract me. I'm just in my body and just watching myself getting burned. I'm getting burned and I watch myself. So I suffer and I'm 100% human and 100% divine. And I allow it to take the time that it takes. And I don't do anything to numb myself. I don't abandon myself by leaving and going into the mind. I stay in the body. I just experience the pain and the feelings and I express them. That's the moving from freeze to into the fight or flight. The fight or flight is where the energy is moving. So it's about, so when we are in freeze, we need to be in the freeze state. The freeze state is not a bad state. It's a phenomenal state. The body is absolutely phenomenal. And but in that state, we kind of shut down and we stop doing things. But if we can start to move from that space, eventually we will get into the fight or flight. And that's when, the emotion starts to come, or we start to speak, or we all of a sudden we're getting pissed off, or frustrated, or angry, or sad, or afraid, or we start to run, or we start to do something. That's where the expression is. And that is when you realize, okay, I'm not going to, it's interesting because my next episode, I was thinking to call emotional dumping and projection, because when we are in that activated state, that is where we get to choose who we are. And in society, we have normalized being sarcastic, being rude, being quite nasty to each other as a normal way of speaking. We have normalized a type of language that is not, it's just not a positive environment. And then when you start to feel the body, you start to feel that. So it's about being in the fire and not projecting it outwards or towards something or blaming. And that's the projection, that we have a fire in ourselves that we are unwilling to be accountable for, so that we become the dragon and we punish the world. And that is the split that we are seeing. It's the people who are willing to walk to the fire and to be fully responsible for the fire that, even though people hurt me, I need to be responsible for that reaction in myself. I cannot put that on the world. That is the circulation. That's when we keep on passing on the trauma and the hurt. It's about breaking the cycle is, I gotta own this. And that is hard. Not being able to punish anyone else for the feeling that you have inside can be awful. That can be, there's a period in time where that is happening, and there is just a part of, I can only speak for myself, but then it was a part of me that just, I really want to do this. There was a part of me like, wow, I really want to just like that, use the tongue as a whip. And that not doing that and going from a wild sensation inside to absolute peace and calm that comes after it's like mounting a horse or, taming a dragon. It's like when you get that dragon on the ground, you go, wow, I did that. And once you break the cycle, so it's about holding the fire and not projecting it out on the world. So now we did tomorrow's session and today, I guess. And just be with it until it's not there. And that can take a couple of days. Usually the fires are from moments to a couple of days. If it's something extraordinary, then it can be longer time, but it depends on what your ability is to move out of the free state. And that's the big problem that people have nowadays, is how to move oneself out of this. So this is also a transmission. So you're moving and breathing today, because in my work of moving out of the free state yesterday, I moved into the reactive state, and me and my husband had a huge argument that we resolved and we worked through in a way that was absolutely extraordinary, that took us both to a new timeline, because we could use the fuel from the energy and really send it to where it belongs and not keep it to each other. And when we did that, so to the story is that me and my husband met at an MMA gym, mixed martial arts in Sweden. He was a professional, I was not, but I was very involved with the whole, I was very involved. We were hosting the UFC Sweden, and we were, I was in the board, I was hosting, we were hosting galas, we were, I was hands-on in the things. And I was also training like a maniac. And so we can spar with each other. So we started grappling last night. And right in the middle, he's going to go for the arm bar. So he swings his leg over my head, and I was in his guard, and I post up when he swings his leg. So he kicks me in the head. And I feel instantly, it was not even hard. It was just 100% hit. And I feel gluk gluk in my head. And I was like, that felt different. And it doesn't take me very long to realize I have a light concussion. Never had that. I was training 10 sessions a week for years. I was never injured in training. I was injured once. Yeah, I hurt my knee once. But I just don't have many injuries. So this was new for me. So that's why I can't move, or I'm not going to move today and tomorrow. I'm just keeping it very, very, very light. But there's nothing wrong with me. But what I want to talk to you about is so this could be something that would frustrate me. Are you moving? Are you using your root lock? Are you breathing? Are you in your spinal flow? How is it to hang out with me without doing anything? I want to know. So if I'm going to apply my own teachings, even when it's hard, so how is this benefiting me? How is this concussion benefiting me? And that's where I go instantly nowadays. I just don't have any time to stay in a victim role in anything. That is just, once you kind of learn not to do that, still moving, great. So this is the concussion. That is also like, I'm a bit slow. I noticed that so everything is slowing down. This forces me to slow down in a way that is just amazing. I literally got a kick in the head from the universe right back into my receiving. Because what happened when me and Simba also worked through our energies, I propelled into my feminine quickly, and he propelled into his masculine quickly. And I was expressing myself in a way, I was very clear of what I want, what I need, how I want this, and in the relationship. I was very clear, and I was not wavering from a place where I was at my worst. So I was standing up inside of the freeze, and I was received and met after a fight, literally. But we moved through it. We managed together, and that just popped me open. And then I got the kick in the head, because that pop, that activated more energy, and that's not so more into the feminine. And he is now, taking care of me, and I'm still doing things, but the whole energy is just different. It was like turning a plate. And that's how quickly we can shift things around when we know what we are doing. Then every challenge will propel us so quickly forward. And that's when we realize that the challenges are gifts. So if I get a kick in the head, I'm supposed to, get something. Then there's something that I'm obviously not getting. So my mind is slowing down even more. My speed is slowing down, and I'm like, what is this sensation? It's just deeper into the feminine, deeper into the receiving, deeper into the attraction that is the yin. And that just comes with a breath. So first I was like, oh, I'm not being, how am I going to do the session? I'm not going to move. And I'm like, this is exactly what is supposed to happen. Because if I don't show you how I deal with, yes, I have a light concussion. I take that very seriously. And at the same time, I'm not worried at all. I mean, I'm a martial artist. I'm a boxer. I should have had at least one, massive punch in the nose. But now it came here instead. But allowing the body to slow down, it's not going to affect anything. I don't have to worry about, okay, I'm missing practice today. There's nothing like that. I'm honoring the body. I'm fully listening to the gifts of God, the breadcrumbs that is left out in front of me. I'm listening. So instead of feeling sorry for myself or getting into a poor me or, oh, now I can't do it. Simba was supposed to give me a private Reiki training today. I can't do that today. That's too much information. It's too much energy. I could feel sorry for myself and, oh, now, when are we going to do that? And how is that going to fit the schedule? I'm just trusting. And there's a moment where we have to decide that everything is going to be fine. And that is the manifestation. What energy are we manifesting from? And that is the core feminine energy. So yes, I need to take it careful for, about 48 hours or until, that's not a long time. My body's doing great. I know that. I feel it inside. And I can feel how I'm accessing a state. So right now, the concussion is a gift because I wouldn't have been able to access this state. Yes, it's not a good thing. If I could choose, I would not have things happen to my head. But when they do, and I can't undo them, it already happened. It's one of those, when things go in slow motion, when something happens and you go like, but nothing happened. That was not even hard. I mean, and then you realize, oh, I'm hurt. But it doesn't feel like that. And it's like it grows on you. And then you go like, how did this happen? And then you're stuck with it. No, I have hurt myself a couple of times, actually. I broke 3 toes here in Thailand, kicked into 2 things, and I dropped a coconut on, on one. They laugh at you at emergency when you come with broken toes. Same with concussions. No one's going to do anything. So then I take care of myself, and then I use the energy to my benefit. Why would I make it worse when I know that that's not how the universe works? The world is happening for me. Life is happening for me, not to me. God is good all the time. That is a point of view. This we need to talk about also, that life is really about the angle from where you look at things, and that is the mind, the belief systems. So my belief system is that I get a nudge, and if I can realize that I have 2 perspectives to choose from, one that is negative and one that is positive. And if I choose the negative, that is the energy that I'm choosing for my life. Or the positive, this is the energy that I'm choosing for my life. So when we get slowed down, it's because you need to stop and smell the roses. And because Simba and I, so yesterday we had almost the whole day together, and today too. And it's like our schedule is magically opening up for us to be together. And the absolute coolest thing is that I had so much like, oh, about my session. And it's like, I don't want to push myself. So I feel like, okay, I do have an output. So I can actually feel the energy that it's really costing me to sit here. So there's a level of subtleties and awareness, again, that is given to me through the lesson of a challenge. And because I know that I will not have any permanent damage of this, I'm only invited to slow down and learn and listen and receive. So I'm not going to do anything else today. That's why I went to do this first, because I realized I'm not going to move. I only need to transmit. That is taking full accountability for my situation, taking full accountability for the commitment that I have done, but I'm adjusting it 100% to me. Otherwise, I would be overriding my own energies, and that's not manifestation. That is not health. That is not what we are looking for. It's the absolute truth in the present moment. And when we look close enough, the truth will always have the right piece of the pie, the right puzzle. And life will always respond that back to us when we stop and listen. So all challenges are here for us to stop and listen and pay attention. And the funniest thing, I knew that this episode was going to be called sunshine, rain after the sun. You see, this is where the concussion comes in. After rain comes sunshine. I had to look. And it's been cloudy here for more than a week. And we're in Thailand. That's very rare. Even during rainy season, it's very, very rare that the sun is gone more than a couple of days. And I was thinking, and it hasn't been out. And I was sitting downstairs choosing the name for the episode. And I was thinking, darn, I thought the sun was going to come out because the world is moving with my 108 days. Okay, I'll take it. I make the thumbnail and I push download and I look up and the sun comes out. Literally, I look out in the garden and I see the sun come and make the patterns on the grass and on the wall. And I'm like, this is not happening. This is unbelievable. And then, no, it's 100% believable. And then I got that spark and I just got up and here I am. Just adapting to the absolute truth of the moment, and the pressure in the body that is resisting or feeling, that is what wants to be addressed. So now I can feel my head, I feel my neck even more, I feel the pressure in the ribs. So it just increased my level of sensitivity. It made me aware of a tension, a deeper level of tension. Okay. So this is happening in real time, and I can feel how much this process has already given me on a physical level, in the way that I move, and that I am forcing myself to show up here every day and to actually put this process into words, because this is how I've been learning. I've been doing it myself for the past 9 years. And I guess now was the time to, start to share how it actually works. So I'm here to guide you through the connection to the body. And I'm here because I want to set you free. I want you to have the level of freedom in your body that I have, because it's the absolute best thing. Even when you have a concussion, even when the fire is burning. Hearts commenting. Life is real. And alchemy is real. And once you learn, you become free. So when you learn how to meet the fire of the world for real in your body, when you realize that there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing. Because once you start to process, your body removes you automatically from the danger, because you're no longer attracting it through the fear that you're holding in your body. The fear in our bodies are attracting a situation to process. The body wants nothing more than to become free. That's it for today. Now I'm going to go horizontal. I canceled Netflix. I have a couple of weeks left, and I found the best series. It's like someone saved me something. It's called Parenthood. I think there's 1 million seasons, and it's serious, it's real, but it's also absolutely hilarious. And it's real relationships, it's real situations. It's good. It's really good. So I'm going to go and watch that and do nothing. And I'm going to drink my tea in my miracle mug. I'm just going to allow the universe to work its magic while I'm here receiving. And I'll be back tomorrow and share with you how it's going. So we still have a long time to go. So these days are here for you to actually see what happens when I'm not there. What happens when I'm not guided in that way? What happens when I have to guide myself? What happens when the body moves itself? So that is the lesson for these sessions when I'm not moving. So I'm not going to move much tomorrow either, unless I feel magically, back. But it's like, how does my body want to move? What is my core energy? Do I want to move, or am I forcing myself to move? Because it's the hustling and the pushing and the efforting that is the opposite of the feminine. That is highly masculine. I'm not saying we're not supposed to do that. I'm saying let's do that from another energy. So now moving into doing from here is so easy. And that's probably what will be represented after the concussion. I'm going to be slower and faster. Interesting. Okay. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. And my mom knitted another top for me and sent from Sweden. I love it. Thank you, Mom. I know you're watching, you're behind, but you'll catch up eventually. So thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.